Hey.
Oh, sorry. We're gonna do this.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm older, apparently. Y'all catch that on the record, Mayor Fat Shaming.
All right, roll call. Alderman Ravencraft,
Here.
Alderman Colbert.
Here.
Alderman Turner.
Here.
Alderman Bill is absent, and Alderman Lewis.
Here.
All right, can I get a motion to approve of February 17th, 2026 meeting minutes, please?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to special items, we have Kip Beatty from YMCA, I think. Please approach the podium, state your name and address. Thank you.
Kip Beatty, 15904 South Palace Nichols Road, Hartsburg, Missouri, 65039. Okay. I thank you guys for allowing me to be here tonight, along with Kelsey, our sports director. Give you guys our kind of our yearly update of the YMCA. Currently, right now, we are at 10 full-time staff members and about 60 part-time staff members. Kelsey is one of our newest employees we hired last March. She's in charge of all the sports programs and everything. We're running over the city park. I'm doing a great job. Membership right now is at an all-time high for us. We are currently at 2,029 units, which equates to 4,531 individuals. Again, all-time high, 6% increase from last year to this year. Program-wise, on the sports side, NFL flag football and tackle football continue to be our largest programs, followed closely by cheerleading. I believe we had 70 cheerleaders in our program this year. Those I probably saw, we just had a state at the middle school and high school levels, brought home state titles. So hopefully our cheerleaders are coming through the program and turning some good results in. A couple programs in the works right now. We've got NHL street hockey that we're looking to start here at the Y. Hopefully here about next month. And I know Kelsey's gonna talk to you guys tonight about sand volleyball over at the park. So looking forward to that program as well. One of our newest programs that we just were able to partner with the Optimist on is soccer. As of about 5 minutes ago, we are now currently enrolled at 258 kiddos in our soccer program. So this has been something we've been working on for a while now at the Optimist, and happy to collaborate with them and hopefully take this program to the next level. So Kelsey's been doing a great job with that. Health and wellness wise, hot yoga continues to be one of our best programs. We have about 12 people in that class. Per class, Silver Sneakers continues to have around 25 participants in that class. Again, health and wellness wise, we're doing a great job, and Jake's running our health and wellness programs and doing a great job at the Y. We had slow pitch softball this past year at City Park with 8 teams in that. Another fun year. Don't believe we had any issues, so it was.
Yeah, it was smooth.
What was that?
It was real smooth.
It was real smooth. So I believe we beat you guys a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great for us. So, all in all, again, a great year. I'm excited to continue that program this year. So I'm looking forward to it. Childcare side, we were able to bring our Y Club program to the school this past year, which at the Walking Faith Church, we had 38 kids, and now at the school, we have 105 kiddos at the school now. So was much needed, and we're excited with that partnership with the school district. And by doing that, we were able to open up a CDC at the Walking Faith Church, which that's our child care development center of kids 3 to 5 years old. And we currently have 18 kids enrolled in that program with 2 openings right now. Summer camp registration just opened up yesterday. We have 3 sites this summer. The American Legion Hall, we're actually going to work with the school district again this year for summer camp. And then our Camp Mud in Columbia, which is our 60 acres outside camp program. So fundraising wise, this past year, we were able to raise up $48,000 with our golf tournament, which is our best yet. We were able to provide over 190 gifts this past Christmas to kiddos in the school district who can't afford gifts, working with the school district on that and identifying those kiddos that were having a hard time of getting gifts. So excited about that and very, very proud of that program we have. Property wise, we're able to complete our parking lot expansion in December. Our $280,000 project is now complete, and if you've driven by, we have a new entrance as well. So Things are going well on that front. And on the finance side, through programs, partnerships, we've been able to pay down our loan from $2 million in 2021 down to $870,000 now. So we have an aggressive timeline to try to get this paid off by 2029. So with that, I also make an ask to you guys tonight to extend our contract for another year of $15,000. Again, that money's going towards our programs, helping purchase supplies and those items that we need for our programs. So get thought to that, and hopefully we can discuss that going forward. So any questions that I can answer?
Are you looking at the trail development in the next year?
We are, yeah. We hope to start that in the next couple of months.
You have questions? We'll let Kelsey talk.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Hello, Kelsey Williams. My address is 1401 East Highway MM, Ashland, Missouri. Moved there last November, so loving Ashland, love being here. Again, I am the sports director at the YMCA. I've been here a year, March 10th, so coming up on that year mark. I am interested in starting a 3-on-3 sand volleyball league. The sand pit over there is a little small for doing anything bigger than that. So maybe in the future looking to expand that as well. But right now we want to do 3-on-3 sand volleyball for adults. We'd like to host that on Sunday evenings from roughly 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then that will run, the hope would be the league March 29th through May 3rd, skipping the weekend of Easter. And this would be co-ed volleyball, but we would ask that on those evenings if we could have alcoholic beverages there. Of course, that is monitored by us at the YMCA, and there is no, we have a hard
Zero
line
tolerance.
with not being silly, especially in the public, in the park, and being a part of the YMCA. So that's something that I ask of you all. And then we will also be running a softball league and asking the same thing, but I can come back whenever we get a little bit closer to that league. So
Have you talked to the park board yet?
I have not. That is next week on Monday. So I will be at that on Monday as well to discuss that with them. Any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you for all you do, though.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
The kids in the community.
Yes, loving
Really
that. We're doing good
benefit
things.
from all of your guys' hard work, both of you, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Kip.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to Josh Kaplan from Home Perks Update Service.
Thank you guys for having me back. Do I state my address as well?
Please.
Okay, 222 West Brandon Road, Columbia, Missouri, 65203.
Thank you.
And so I wanted to come in and I'll preemptively say I have a 9-month-old that is teething, so I slept for about 5 minutes last night. So if you see me struggling for words, that is why. But passing along some good news, we're about to have our first Ashland Home Perk homeowner. I got the pleasure of speaking to the couple myself, and she couldn't have been more excited for her and her husband. They have about $2,000 in savings, so they've always wanted to own a home, did not think it was an option, and once they realized that they had access to Home Perk, they reached out, and we got them connected with a local realtor here, a mortgage loan officer, and they still sometimes check in with those people and say, like, is this real? Is this actually gonna happen? Like, we turned their impossible into possible. And so it's been a great success so far. So then, what am I back here today to ask you guys for? Well, what more could we be doing? Right now, our program is compliant with conventional loans and VA loans. About 46% of first-time home buyers use FHA loans to buy their home. And that is because FHA can be a little more lenient on credit and debt to income. And so for a lot of first-time home buyers, that's their only option. And we've always wanted to open up FHA, but all the mortgage programs, they have their own rules. And so we would offer FHA if we could, but we're working to be able to do that. Really all it takes is another resolution passed by you guys, either appointing 3 members to our Show Me Homeownership Assistance Corporation or just reaffirming the current board. That would make that entity a Section 115 entity under IRS code and makes it FHA compliant. And so that would give your guys' employees now access to FHA loans as well, increasing availability and access to homeownership. But one thing we can actually take that further and do is, if you guys wanted, we could say everybody in Ashland actually has access to Home Perk now. Even if your employer hasn't signed up, so we don't have to go sign up the school, we don't have to sign up all the small businesses. We could say everybody in Ashland, let's say, has access to $15,000 through Home Perk. And Ashland could become the easiest place in Boone County to buy a home. And so that would be on the table as well if that was of interest to you guys. This entity would allow us to open it up even without the employer tie. And so, yeah, I think we could really help a ton of people out and hope there's some interest from your guys' end on doing that, and want to open it up to questions from you guys.
If you were to go that route, would it even go through the city, or would it go directly from the resident to you?
So we would still have the program with the city, and let's say the city employees would have no cap on what they could borrow. They could go buy a $500,000 house. The down payment would be higher than that 15 grand, and they could cover their entire minimum down payment. What we could offer to the city, and 15,000 is a subjective number I pulled out of thin air, but the majority of homeowners could access homeownership, or the majority of people that want to buy a home are just $10,000 short of getting into a home. So it is actually a number that has a lot of relevance in the industry. And so those individuals necessarily would not need to go through the city. We could create a different landing page for them to go through. They would get access to the same service, credit help, all the other benefits of it. But we could open it up, as mentioned, to anybody that's looking to own a home in Ashland, whether they're moving here from somewhere else, already live here and want to buy here, any of those options.
I'd just say big thing is send me the paperwork and we'll start the staff review of what you're thinking or what the proposal is, so we can
Okay.
ask the questions that need to be asked.
Awesome. And our attorney on it's a gentleman by the name of Don Harris. He built in the 90s and early 2000s the largest FHA down payment assistance program that has existed to date. He had said if you guys didn't want to meet in person, he'd be happy to fly in for it. So I can get that paperwork over to you guys, and just let me know if you have any follow-up questions.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, move on. Appointments to boards and commissions, we have none. Scheduled public comments, none. Just a reminder that all public comments need to be into the city clerk Wednesday before the meeting date. Public hearing, none. Council bill number 2026-7, an ordinance approving the proposals with Visu Sewer LLC for the CIPP National Installation of Sewer Cleaning CCTV Inspection Service. Staff, please.
Thank you, Mayor and the board. In my reams of paper, don't have that. Does anyone have? Been trying to load it on my phone for the last 3 minutes, that cover sheet, and it's still loading. Thanks, sir. So this is regarding an authorization to proceed with a cured in place CIPP pipeliner project. In an effort to mitigate a failed sewer pipe sections that were identified in the 2021 I&I study from Bart West, this project would install a structural pipe liner in a number of pipe sections in town that are known to have a history of backups, root intrusion, and groundwater infiltration. Drawing from information gleaned from the Bart West study, a list of aging sanitary pipe sections were grouped together and advanced as a CIPP rehab project. These sections are historically, again, known to have structural defects, cracks, root intrusion, and costly groundwater infiltration. Remember, every gallon of groundwater that either inflows or infiltrates into sewer pipe, we have to treat, and that treatment costs chemicals and it costs electricity at the wastewater treatment plant. These sections total 1,851 linear feet of structural 8-inch pipe liner. These sections were targeted in something you could call a worst first priority. The main sections are the first, the Sarah Drive area. Number 2, the Oak Street area. In your handouts, there should be maps. And number 3, the Celinda Drive area. The pricing for this project utilizes piggyback pricing from the city of Fulton, Missouri, in a 2025 term bid, making it not necessary for Ashland for us to go out and procure our own bids. The project is considered step 2 in a 10-year plan as described in the 2021 I&I report. Step 1 being the I&I plan itself. That plan describes an inspection repair approach to solving our I&I issues. This approach is that projects be treated as a yearly management and maintenance program rather than a large and overwhelming project that would be difficult to fund in a single calendar year. And in fact, that'd be impossible to do in 1 year. They couldn't even be facilitated, or we couldn't afford it. So again, the Part West study was done in 2019 and 2020. It was actually delivered in 21. That plan stated there should be a 10-year basically approach, a step-by-step approach to basically tackling our sewer infrastructure and, more importantly, the I&I issues that we have. And so again, this is step 2, the first one we brought forward as a project. If approved, substantial completion of this project is expected by fall, probably summer, into summer by 2026. The short-term impact is $78,655. It says estimated because there could be some overages, but that is an estimate. Long-term, this mitigates the known sewer line failures that could potentially expose the issues to future liabilities, reduces the city's inflow and infiltration problem. And I recommend this project wholeheartedly. Is there any questions on this? It's a big one.
Can I get a motion approving Council Bill number 2026-7 and ordinance approving the proposal with Visu Sewer LLC for the CIPP National Installation Sewer Cleaning?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Lewis?
Aye.
Alderman Colbert?
Aye.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
And Alderman Ravencroft.
Aye.
Moving on to old business, ordinance number 1546, an ordinance adopting and enacting the new city code in the city of Ashland, Missouri.
So again, as last meeting, this will be the second reading of an ordinance to adopt the new code book. Just as a gentle reminder there, that was a project that commenced back in 2021 to take our code book dating back to 2002-ish and take all the ordinances that have been passed in that time frame and codify them into a new comprehensive and complete city code book. After this ordinance is adopted in final form, we will pass that back on to the contractor and they will produce the digitized version, which will be hosted on our website, and remove the individual PDF chapters and put it as a searchable hosted code. Obviously, we've passed ordinances in the meantime, so those will go forward as a routine codification project. The goal to be avoiding doing one of these multiple tens of thousands of dollar projects every 10 years. We want to stay on top of it and make sure that code book stays up to date as possible. So we'll probably be looking at a quarterly or a biannual codification, depending on the workload that you as the board do for the passage of ordinances. But the goal is wrap this project up, get it hosted on the website with that new searchable hosted code, and keep it as up to date as possible. So we have a consolidated version of our city code that's accessible not only for staff use, but just general public information as well.
Any questions for staff?
Long time coming.
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve ordinance number 1546, an ordinance adopting and enacting the new city code of the city of Ashland? So, can I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Colbert?
Aye.
Alderman Ravencroft?
Aye.
Alderman Lewis?
Aye.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Ordinance number 1547, an ordinance approving the proposal of the Visu Sewer LLC for CIPP. Second read.
second read of that ordinance. If you need anything additional out of Kevin, he can come up and give it.
I don't think we do. Can I get a motion approving ordinance number 1547 and ordinance approving the proposal with Visu Sewer LLC for CIPP?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Alderman Covert?
Aye.
Alderman Lewis?
Aye.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
And Alderman Crabtree. Moving on, new business, a resolution number 2026-6, a resolution approving the electrical installation services for 3 lift stations control panels. Staff report, please.
Thank you again, Mayor and Board. I'm seeking authorization to approve the electrical installation of 3 lift station control panels by Kaiser Electric of Central Missouri in the amount of $34,250. These were the previously approved lift stations for Clark, Celinda, and Justin lift stations. The previously approved lift station control panels have been fabricated and delivered to the city. The electrical installation of those panels were quoted here to include removal of the old control panels, new physical disconnects, and new generator plugs. The low quote for this work was from Kaiser Electric of Jefferson City at $34,250. The high quote was almost double at $60,900. Kaiser Electric, who I've never used before, comes well regarded and is utilized heavily by MoDOT, so I came across them throughout Central Missouri. I recommend approval of the low proposal as quoted.
All right, thanks, sir. Any questions for staff?
How we doing on like budget wise? You know, we got 80,000 here, 30,000 there.
Yeah, so I mean, sewer is historically a fund where we budget heavy on these routine maintenance or smaller capital projects. So as you recall from, I guess not this meeting, but the last meeting, we had some data on where sewer currently sits for the current budget. So I mean, we had budgeted, I want to say in the ballpark of 300,000 across a couple of expense lines for these types of purchases. We ultimately have not spent down all that money, so this is well within his spending limit on his current budget to try and spend down some of this money before the end of the fiscal and complete some of these other lower hanging projects. Historically, that sewer fund, we've had catastrophic pump failures to the tune of $30,000 to $80,000 pumps going down, so we routinely budget a little heavy, expecting catastrophe, and we've been somewhat blessed to an extent this fiscal year.
On that last project, that 78,000 bid, you don't expect it to come back at 120, right?
No, absolutely not. No. It'll be very close to that, if not right on the money. I don't expect, but it is still an estimate.
Did you say you've already received the panels?
Yes, sir. They're in
Yes.
stock. We're ready to go up anytime.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion approving resolution number 2026-6, a resolution approving the electrical installation services for 3 lift stations?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Raincraft?
Aye.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Covert?
Aye.
And Alderman Lewis.
Aye.
Moving on to reports, just 2 things. Have we heard back from MoDOT on the sidewalk by the post office? I know they did work out in front of here, and then they all of a sudden stopped.
I don't know that we've had any direct contact from them on that particular one. I'll follow up. Darren's kind of been the liaison on that punch list, so I'll circle back with him tomorrow.
It seems like they got part of
Fixed
the
a
punch
few
list,
things,
yeah, and then left town again. And the second thing is the Chamber's having their annual meeting on March 11th down at the Grand. If you want to attend, please let Kyle know so he can RSVP. It's from 5 to 7 next Wednesday. And that's my report. City Administrator report.
One second here.
All right.
You're planning on going to that?
Yes,
dinner,
sir.
right? Okay. I need to get you and Rick.
I can go as well.
Sam.
Unless something better comes up. Never know.
Could be better.
Okay, so I was gonna mention the annual supper, or the annual dinner for the chamber, but Dries beat me to that one. Dries and I attended the Ready Quarterly event last week in Columbia where they talked about the impacts of the World Cup on Missouri and how that could trickle down to some you know, guest stays and lodging improvements and whatnot in Columbia. So a lot of excitement around World Cup. So just it was good to mingle with the Ready folks and other members up there to kind of talk about that unique happenstance. You know, it doesn't come around often. It certainly doesn't come to the United States often. I think last time was 96, 98, something like that. So it's been a minute that we've had games here. So a lot of excitement there.
Keep the bars open late.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll be opening bars early and keeping them open late.
Yeah,
Yes.
I heard that in the news tonight. I thought,
Other happenings, so as you recall, back in January, we had a SBDC put on a site workshop just to kind of bring in some of the property owners in and around Ashland to kind of discuss how properties actually move through the development process, what it actually takes to market something for the work that Ready does, you know, the marketing for large scale commercial industrial investment. So we had our first meeting last week with the property owner that's interested in exploring opportunities for their property. So we'll be doing an additional workshop for this particular property next week with Ready and Ready's site committee. They have some stakeholders that are members and on the Ready board that they have placed into a site committee. So we'll have some discussion around this property and what could be feasible and how to approach advancing that property for commercial industrial development. So more to follow on that as information becomes available, but very good things coming out of, you know, our continued efforts to work closely with Ready. So other than that, as reported last month or last meeting, we've been bidding out our trash services since that contract is set to expire towards the end of this fiscal year. So we received 2 bids back. One from Republic and one from Waste Management. So we'll get those bids compiled and be prepared to present that information to the board at our next budget workshop and talk about what we're going to do from a contract perspective. So the bids don't differ a whole lot in terms of the residential service that's being offered. So it's the extra services, the optional services where there's some difference that the board will want to discuss and have some conversations about. So that'll be next budget workshop. That's all I have.
Thanks, sir. City Attorney's report?
Nothing.
Thanks, sir. Public Works Director's monthly.
Current projects in the streets department. The streets department has been focused primarily on concrete sidewalk repairs and crack sealing in the last month. Sidewalk repairs have been mainly focused on the Justin Lane area, and crack sealing has been recently on the Johnson Lane and surrounding areas. To date, and it's way over this, over 2,500 pounds of crack sealing has been put down. So they're out there moving when making hay when the sun is shining, so to speak, although it's not been shining. This next item is actually in the sewer department, but we're so excited about it, we moved it up to the front. The final components of the wastewater treatment plant's headworks repair project have been shipped. And as soon as they land here, we're gonna install that. It'll be the end of that saga. Under stormwater, there's 2 failed storm culverts that have been identified for replacement later this year. In the Parks Department, a part-time maintenance employee will be posted this week. The position will cover mowing and general parks maintenance and activities this summer, hopefully through the season and into the winter as well, if we can get that person to stick around, depending on whether it's a retired person or a young person. It depends on how that position gets filled. And then under the wastewater treatment plant, sewer department, the sewer department employee tendered his resignation last week. So we're gonna have 2 postings for the sewer department open simultaneously. It'll be a sewer 1 and a sewer 2 position. The sewer 2 position is intended to add for the added maintenance operations of the wastewater treatment plant expansion. The sewer 1 position replaces the recently resigned position. And quick update on the expansion itself. Treatment basins are poured and undergoing hydrostatic testing, needing basically make sure the pools don't leak. That's almost completed. The plant lift station wet well is being formed for concrete, as well as the weir splitter box. I intend here in the near future to put up some videos and pictures, and we'll do a kind of a deep dive on the plant, where we're at. We'll need some AV for that, but that'll be next month where we can take a deep dive where we're at. It's definitely time. It's been a lot of work down there. It's going well, and they're still more or less on schedule. So,
Good, good.
good stuff. Any questions?
Sidewalk in front of the, beauty shop here.
It's coming. We're again crack sealing. There is only a 2-day window with the property owner, so when we can do that, I can't tell you exactly when because of the rain this week. The concrete was scrubbed, but I would say the next week or two would be fair to say if we can get the weather.
You're going to break it all up, or what? I mean,
It's all gonna be broken up, yeah. It's got weird angles to it if you've noticed.
Mm.
And those have to be hand feathered, but the removal of it is the hard part. We can't leave it more than a day. There are businesses, we can't cordon them off with barricades. So it's a tight one. It's not like your standard sidewalk, but I think we can get them in as long as we have fair weather for the next week or two. The streets superintendent's coordinated with one of the business owners that I think a week or two is fair, yeah.
all right, thanks, sir.
Okay.
Water supervisor report?
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, my report is in the packet, and I also believe the report from last month, Kyle, is that still in the packet? Since that one was canceled a couple weeks ago. Any questions?
Thanks, sir. Moving on, Board of Aldermen, Alderman Lewis,
No report?
Alderman Colbert,
No report.
Alderman Rancraft,
No report.
and Alderman Turner.
No report.
Any comments from the general public for the Alderman? Can I get a motion to go into closed session pursuant to chapter 610-021 legal actions?
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
Alderman Lewis.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Colbert.
Aye.
Alderman Rancraft. Okay.
Man, this is a lot.
This is tough. This is wide.
That's because he's
Pretty good.
All right, we're back in the open session, and at this time, we have nothing to report. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.